So this is how I install trim that's too tall to just fit under cabinets. Obviously the cabinet scribe and toe kick are already on. And this is next to a piece of casing, doorway casing. I just set the trim up against there like this. And I use my razor knife and I'm gonna mark, basically, you can see I already marked it, but I'm gonna mark right where that cabinet scribe ends. Sometimes the cabinet scribe will be a little bit lower than the actual cabinets. Sometimes it'll be a little bit higher. If the cabinet scribe is a little bit higher, you're gonna have to mark where the actual cabinet ends, or else you're not gonna be able to fit this piece under there. So I make that first mark for the height, and then I just tilt the piece of trim, slide it under. I make sure that it's fairly flat against that toe kick. And then I'm gonna take my razor knife and make a mark on the top where the scribe ends as well, so that I can get my depth underneath. So I'm getting the height as well as the depth cut. And then if you're confident that when you make these cuts right here, that it'll be accurate and precise, then you can mark your length cut over here. But sometimes, before I was more confident in my cuts, I would mark these two first, go cut it, then you can come back and actually slide it in and make the mark right there so that you know it's gonna fit perfectly. Bingo. And when you get out to your saw setup, you can either take a square and set it up against here and mark this line with a pencil all the way across, or you can freehand it with a pencil. So now if it'll focus, you can see my pencil line all the way along, and I'm just gonna make a straight cut down like this on the inside of that depth marking, all the way down to that line. So it'll look like this. And then I'm going to flip it over because I'm not using a jigsaw or anything. And I just cut it down like this. So now it's all notched out, ready to go under the cabinet. And I got my other marking. Should be good to go. Slide in there, and bingo, pop into place.